There you go. All right. You want to see my body, you fucking faggot? You want to see my tattoos? What tattoos? What tattoos you want to see, you fucking punk? What else you want to see? Are you happy with that or what? Are you fucking happy? Yeah, order it. Yeah, go ahead and order it. Order it? Yeah, I eat it. All right. They're constantly saying something about some motherfucking neck tattoos, right? Which tattoos do you want to see? Which tattoos do you want to see? Now you want to see the size of my dick too, or what? What is it? What other tattoos you want to see? What other fucking tattoos you want to see? There goes one angle from one side, and there goes the other angle from the other side. Right? Cause y'all constantly over there running y'all's dick suckers, talking about this Francisco. Right? And then y'all want to start talking about my criminal background. I'm just addressing the serious allegations, right? The rest, y'all can do y'all's own homework and go read the police reports and go do what? Why I did a terroristic threat, right? Why I went to the burglary habitation. Why? And all this stuff is public knowledge. It's public fucking knowledge, right? Right. What do you want? You want me to take my hat off? Well, would you get a better visual with my hat off? Because I'm trying to do everything that I can possibility to tell you that that's not, Francisco is not fucking me. Right? I've never done 10 years probation. Right? That's not me. I'm not Tarrant County. I got big old Dallas letters on my stomach. I am from Dallas, not Fort Worth. So I'm not going to sit there and let some punk bitches overtalk me, right? I can be the loudest fucking voice in the fucking room too. I can run that fucking game too. I can fucking scream at the top of my lungs too. Fuck it. Doesn't mean I'm right. Right? But I hit you with the car whore facts. Right? The truth. The fucking truth. Right? It went from a serious allegation to asking me about my terroristic threat. Y'all have no fucking substance or value. So now Everybody's going to be judged on their past, right? I paid my debt, right? I made amends to the people I affected, right? I've made my peace, right? I don't have to explain something that's already explained for to the people that have been affected, right? I just had to jump on the little live real quick to let them know all that shit they're talking about Francisco, 10 years. Dante's a bitch, man. That dude just runs his motherfucking dick suckers, right? He's mad because I expose his ass for who he is, right? He ain't no motherfucking millionaire, Dubai. That motherfucker lives in a $90,000 house. All right. His property is estimated at 90,000. Right. But he wants you to think that he lives in a $500,000 home. Right. He doesn't like that I know the real truth about him and that I've exposed him. I've made him come out of character. Right. You see, he doesn't have nothing to say when I call him out on the racist. He don't have nothing to say, right? He stays quiet and tries to deflect with fake paperwork. It's not fake paperwork. Francisco does exist, right? I'm not going to say that that's not real paperwork, and that is real paperwork from Francisco. But the thing is, I'm not Francisco, right? They keep on saying about tattoos on the neck, tattoos this, tattoos that. Well, there you go, right? There goes the tattoos, right? You can clearly see, right? Asking, right? About a terroristic threat. Do you know what the fuck a terroristic threat is? A terroristic threat is when you're going to tell somebody you're going to fuck them up. Right? That is considered a terroristic threat. Right? People need to educate on the terminology of the legal system. Right? When you verbally threat somebody and say, hey, I'm going to fuck you up, that's considered a terroristic threat. Right? That's what a terroristic threat, right? Go do your fucking research. A terroristic threat doesn't mean I'm fucking terrorizing the neighborhood, right? Or I'm ready to go blow some shit up. But to the IQ people, the low IQ, they run off with the definition, right? Oh, terrorist. Terrorist. Oh, he's a terrorist. He's a terrorist. The vocabulary of a legal terminology, a terroristic threat, is when you make an example. You make a comment of, I'm going to fuck you up, or I'm going to kick your ass, or I'm going to do something, right, to cause you harm. That's considered a terroristic threat. Right? And that's what he wanted to know, right? He wanted, well, what about the terroristic threat? Well, that's what the fucking terroristic threat is, man. When you're having a conversation with somebody and you tell that person you're gonna fuck them up. Right. That is a terroristic threat. Look up the definition, right? Legal terms. Don't go looking up the Wikipedia and look up the word terrorist because it's going to tell you a whole different meaning. Go look at the legal term, the terminology of what a terroristic threat means. It means a verbal threat. That's all it is. A verbal threat. That's all it is, right? That's all it is. It's nothing more than that, right? Francisco is not me, right? Francisco is not me. I'm fucking this guy, right? This guy, right? I'm fucking this dude. This is me, right? Right? I'm not from Tarrant County. Dante keeps on running his dick suckers about a 10-year probation, right? How can I have 10-year probation and you're not reading the right documents? You're reading the documents off Francisco. You're reading the documents of Francisco, right? Trying to paint me as Francisco. Okay. Yeah. The tattoos, you seen the tattoos. What else next? Are you going to call Francisco and ask him what size his cock is? And then are you going to call me and ask me what size my cock is, right? What are the discrepancies that you want to match, right? What else? How, I fucking basically had to get out of my comfort zone, disclose half of my body to the whole world just to appease you, right? Because when you ain't got nothing to hide, you don't run, right? I got my own platform over here where I can speak my truth, right? My truth, not y'all's truth, not y'all's truth. Right? Y'all want to go from, am I Francisco to terroristic threat? So it's picking and choosing, picking and choosing, picking and choosing. A bunch of degenerates, right? That's all they are. Constantly, constantly. Right now, 10-year program. June, put that document up there. June, put that document up there. Right? And that document ain't even fucking me. Right? That's a real document. That's Francisco is a real document. I don't want people to think that I'm saying that's not real. That is a real document, but I'm not Francisco. Right? So whatever type of narrative or projecting that you're projecting Francisco up on me, you can't do that, right? Because I'm not Francisco, right? You wanted to see tattoos, there you go. There goes one angle, and there goes the front, right? There you go. So what other measurement you want? Showing you my ID wasn't good enough, right? Showing you my body apparently is not going to be good enough, right? Because you're going to find something else to try to find similarities, right? Why this guy right here has no fucking similarities to me, man. Even in my prime, and even now as an old man, right? This guy has no similarities to me, one way or fucking other, right? No fucking similarities, man. Right? This guy's wearing a fucking V-neck, right? Look at my fucking tattoos, man. Look at my motherfucking tattoos, man. right? When I wear a shirt, you cannot see my tattoos on my neck, man, right? I have to actually take off my shirt for you can see the tattoos on my neck, right? But if I was wearing a V-neck or a short neck, you would kind of see visually some kind of fucking ink. I went to prison in 2001, right? All my tattoos, I got it in 2001. That picture you're showing of Francisco is 2011. So apparently, I got all inked up in 2001, and in 2011, these fucking tattoos magically disappeared. I went to prison in 2001. All my tattoos, I got them in prison. Majority of them, right? Majority of them were prison tattoos. In 2001, this fucking piece of shit record is from 2011. Do the math. Do the math. So this guy, so you're telling me from 2001 to 2011, I somehow magically removed all my tattoos. And now once again in 2025, I magically was able to put them back on. Fuck, I must be a motherfucking badass. Right? All my tattoos are from 2001. I went to prison in 2001 for burglary of a habitation. You got my documents right there. You can go and see that the burglary of a habitation has a different case number. Right? None of those cases are tied in with each other. They're all individual cases because they each have their own case number. Right? No cases were tied in. Right? My tattoos were from 2001. Right? This guy's picture, and as you can see, I clearly still have my tattoos right now, right? I still have them. This piece of shit is from 2011. Right? 2011. Where the fuck are this guy's tattoos at? Right? Because if it's the same person, fuck, I got tattooed up in 2001. So in 2011, when I supposedly caught this fucking case that you're trying to pin on me, I didn't have no tattoos. And now we're back in 2025. And magically my fucking tattoos came back. Wow. Ain't that something? You're showing documents from 2011, right? This is me, 2025. All my tattoos, well, majority of them were done in 2001. August 16th, 2001, I went to prison. August 19th, my best friend died, 2001, right? I still remember my TDC number, right? 10616. I'm not going to tell you the rest. Right? I still, right? I went to prison in 2001. All my tattoos were from 2001. Look at this guy, right? Look at this guy. Right. This guy's mugshot, piece of shit, is from 2011. Let them show you the documents, right? It tells you the date right there. It tells you 2011. I just looked at it. It tells you 2011 Tarrant County. Am I right or wrong? I don't know how much more I have to prove to you that I am not Francisco. Okay. You wanted to see the tattoos? There you go. Right. There you go. There you go. The tattoos. There you go. Where is this guy's next tattoos? Where is his chest tattoos at? Where? 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 Where are the similarities? Where? My body is full of ink since 2001. Right? Let me show you. You see? You can see my right arm. Right? You can see my sleeve. Right? You can see my tattoos. Right? Right? So you can see that I'm working on my tattoos in prison in 2001. Right? You can see the difference, right? You can see me getting my ink. This guy. So don't go back and try to say, oh, well, you went to prison. No, 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 no. 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 Right. Because if this person is me, this person should have the same tattoos that I got in 2001. He should have the same markings. Right. It's not that difficult, man. It's not that fucking difficult. It's like, and then they ask, I don't know why can't I talk to them civilized? Who would? Who in the right mind will sit there and be cordial with a lot of disrespectful food? Right? Who? They don't have no value or substance because they're trying to pin paperwork like pin the tail on the donkey. Right? You can clearly I don't, it's clear it's day and it's me and him are like day and night, man. The only similarities is our skin tone. That's it. Right? Our skin tone. Because not even the shape of our head, right? I got like more of a cone shape, man. My tattoos that I put on my body in 2001. 2001, right? This piece of shit, the documents that y'all are showing is from 2011. Y'all are showing 2011 paperwork. So where's all the fucking guy? Where's all my tattoos at, man? Where's everything at? Where did that? But it's sad that Dante rather be instead of spending time with your kids and family, you're over here running false narrative, man. Just because you can't admit that you're wrong. Your pride won't let you admit, right? That you're wrong. You're a narcissist. You can't take a loss, right? Because you continue, right? Okay, you got the neck tattoos. What's next? The size of my cock? Am I circumcised, uncircumcised? What's next? What's next? What other measurement that you want? What else? I provided you my ID. Right. I had to take my shirt off, make me feel uncomfortable, exposing myself to the world just to show you the markings don't match. Right. The markings don't match. So and then they ask, well, you can't talk. Well, what do you want me to? You want me to sit there and be cordial and respectful to a bunch of bitches that just run their dick suckers? Because that's all they're doing, man. No value or substance, right? It's like all they want to do is throw false narrative and for you to entertain. I'm not gonna fucking entertain none of their false narrative, right? I just gotta shut it down real quick. Just let them know, right? And since Dante's now opening his mouth up and he's trying to I'm gonna hold Dante's feet to the fire when I sue his bitch ass, right? When I sue his bitch ass for defamation of fucking character, right? I want him to bring all that fucking paperwork, right? Right. After all the trauma that he's doing to me, right? Plastering my picture up there, calling me this, calling me that, right? I got you on recording now, right? You had deleted most of your lives, but now this live that you're on there calling me all this, being on the panel, instigating. Get ready. Right? Get ready, because I'm gonna put a fucking defamation on character on your bitch ass, man. I felt my life is in danger because of your toxicity, right? You doxed me. You're putting false information out there for me to get harm, right? You're causing trauma to me, man. You're causing me that I have to expose myself to the world to show you that you're wrong. Do you see how much trauma you're causing me? And all I'm doing is trying to tell you the truth, right? And you continue, right? But I guess I have to go the legal route with you, right? If I have to come out of pocket to civil suit your ass, I'm going to do it, Dante. And to be honest, I've had enough of your bitch ass, right? You started this narrative, you're going to pay the piper, right? So don't be surprised in the near future you get served, right? Don't be surprised. I have all your fucking videos that you've done to me, right? This one just proves more recently that you're just antagonizing me. False information, right? Defamation of fucking character, right? It's your right to expose sexual deviance, right? That's your right to expose Francisco. But when you try to put an innocent man and label him as Francisco, that is against the law, right? And by you holding panels and expressing your opinion over and over, right? It's a case for defamation, right? Look at the stuff you're doing to me, man. Look at the stuff you're saying. You're saying that I got daughter and father porn, right? You're saying all this fucking horrendous stuff about me. That is not true. So when I take your bitch ass to court, bring your thumb drive, bring all Francisco's records, because that's going to be your evidence, right? That's going to be, and then I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring all the videos that I've been explaining to you that that's not me, right? But you still continued the abuse, right? And you continued to victimize me, right? You continue to victimize me to where I had basically had to get naked to expose myself to show you certain markings of my body. For what? Because you're bullying me? Cyber attacking me? Defamation of character? The only reason I didn't do it before, because I wasn't working, right? And when you do a defamation of character, you gotta, what's your loss, right? What did the defamation cause you to lose? Did you lose sleep? Did you lose appetite? Did you lose your job? Did you lose viewers? What did you lose from this defamation, and how did it impact your life? Right? I was thinking about it as the money wise, right? That, man, well, what I have no loss other than emotional loss, right? Because I don't have a job to where I lost my job. I'm not a content creator. At this point, all I'm losing is trauma, emotions, and my since all this is playing to my emotions, it's causing my physical health to deteriorate. Right? All this emotional and verbal abuse is causing me to physically deteriorate faster than what I am. So I'm actually losing something more valuable than money, right? I'm losing my life, right? Explaining myself to these characters. So the only way that I can do that and get them to shut the fuck up is to put a legal law in their ass, right? And that's what I'm going to do. Right? He shouldn't feel no type of way. He shouldn't get scared, right? Because if I'm Francisco, it's an open shut case for him. He wins, right? He's gonna fucking win, right? Because I'm Francisco, right? He's gonna win. So that's gonna be my agenda from now on, man. Right? I'm gonna seek retribution for trauma, emotional, verbal defamation of character that's causing my health, my physical health, to deteriorate faster than what it already is at the hands of Dante Bell. Right? Don't you know that sometimes when people do that, some people unalive themselves? When people get bullied online, some people, they can't handle the pressure and they unalive themselves, man. Or they do something stupid, right? But I'm not, man. I'm gonna hit you where it hurts. Right? I'm gonna paint a picture of defamation of character on me, right? I don't have no convictions to where you can call me that, right? You say I do. You say I do, right? So when that time comes, bring all that shit with you. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it, right? Because now it has come for me to expose myself, right? Because that's what I did. It's no different than a female taking her shirt off, right? And showing her chest, right? What's the difference between a female and a man, right? I still had to get in a vulnerable position to prove a point. What point was that? The cyberbullying, the harassment of Dante Bell, the defamation of character, right? What else next do I have to do? Unalive myself to prove a point? Is that what is I mean, because that's what happens, right? Right? People get bullied, cyberbullied, defamation of character, man. And the only way I can combat that is by legal, right? File a civil suit for defamation of character and traumatic abuse, emotional, right? I'm a disabled person, man. When you bully or you pick on a disabled person, it's no different than you picking on a senior citizen, right? All my medical records, all my medical records show I'm a disabled person, right? My health is deteriorating, right? It's deteriorating at a faster pace because of Dante Bell. Cyberbullying me, defamation of character, harassment, false charges. He's made me lose sleep. He made me lose appetite. My health is deteriorating 10 times faster because of Dante Bell. I am a victim of Dante Bell, right? And I am going to paint that picture, right? It's a civil suit, right? You're going to have to answer to that civil suit. You're going to have to answer to that civil suit, right? And I hope that when you're in that civil suit, all your fluffers are there with you, right? All your fluffers, right? Maybe soon you're going to be paying rent to me, right? Because I'm valuing my health at a high price, right? There's not a value on life, on health. And when you're contributing to somebody's demise, their health deteriorate, of false accusations, well, then you know what? You're considered a liability. You're liable for your actions, right? The first time I didn't want to put the lawyer in your life because I'm not working, right? But then the more that I'm thinking about it, I'm losing my dignity. My health is deteriorating 10 times faster than what it was. I am a victim of cyberbullying, defamation of character at the hands of Dante Bell. And there you go once again. Get off the internet then, you victim. There you go, victim shaming me, right? Well, you can't expect nothing, right? You can't expect no different from these shady characters, right? These degenerates, right? You can't expect nothing different, right? Victim shaming, right? He knows that I'm a victim of him. And what does he continue to do? Intimidate me, right? There you go. Get off the internet, you victim. Have that same energy when we're in that courtroom. Have that same fucking energy, man. Right? And like I said, I'm gonna need my rent on the 1st. I'm gonna need my rent, right? Because I'm placing the value of my health and life and how you're deteriorating and taking away from my kids, my wife, my family. You don't you must not know how civil matters work, right? You're gonna have to answer to this civil matter when I file it on your bitch ass. You're going to have to answer, right? But you're big money. You big money, right? Right? You're a content creator with the 100,000. So the lawyer's already gonna see, cha-ching, right? He's gonna look at your portfolio. Cha-ching. He's gonna look at your content, right? Oh, he got a big platform out. Oh, how many viewers? Oh, so he's making money off of you, right? Oh, he's making money off of slandering me, defamation of character, all this trauma. I can't sleep and eat, man. I can't spend time with my family because I'm defending myself. I'm exposing myself. I don't know what else to do. Too much trauma, right? It's time for you to pay the piper, bitch. Right? And I'm gonna put the motherfucking laws in your life. Right? A civil suit don't cost nothing, buddy. A lawyer will jump on the list on a civil suit quicker than he will a criminal, right? You gotta catch the lawyers like an ambulance chaser, right? They're looking for that quick insurance check, right? So you're the big bad content creator. You must be sitting on a bag, right? Any lawyer is going to go after that bag. And I have all the proof to prove a case of defamation of character, right? I have everything, right? Because you and I know I'm not Francisco, but you can continue to spin that fucking narrative, right? Continue it, right? Because the longer it goes, the higher the payout, right? The longer the tormenting, the cyberbullying, the defamation character goes, the longer the trauma lasts, right? And like I said, man, I'm a disabled person on file, right? So it's almost like you're bullying a senior citizen. The courts don't take too kindly to that, man. In a civil matter, right? You're making my health deteriorate, right? You're causing unreversible damage to me, right? Because the damage you're causing to me, I can't reverse it, right? It's unreversible. It's not like, oh, an apology will fix it, right? It's not like an apology would fix it, right? So just get ready, man. Just get ready, right? Because in civil matters, all you got to do is find the right lawyer that'll take the case pro bono, right? They'll take the case, especially since you're a big content creator with the silver with a plaque, right? You got a button. So that means to the average person, you're a successful content creator. Ain't no different than a lawyer, a doctor with good insurance getting into an accident, right? As long as the lawyer can prove the damage, I can prove it, right? I can prove it to you, right? I can prove it to you, right? I've lost weight, right? My health is deteriorating, right? At a faster pace of being defamed of character, alleged this, that. My kids being involved, right? I did this to my son. I did that to my daughter. I did this, right? all this defamation of character that has no substance, right? That has no value, right? So why prove it, right, to YouTube, where why we can just prove it to the courts, right? Let's prove it to the courts. The defamation of character, right? The psychological warfare you have inflicted on me, right? Not physical, but sometimes psychological warfare is 10 times worse than physical, right? Because what you're doing can drive somebody crazy, can drive somebody to do something so heinous, right? Over what? Over defamation of character? Because that's what it is. It's defamation of character, right? Which you will be 100% liable, buddy. Right? You will be liable. I can prove the case. I can prove the case of defamation of character, right? You're constantly showing my picture with paperwork that's not me. Case closed. Period. Right? You're antagonizing me. You're bullying me. You're harassing me. Your defamation of character on me are false tints, right? And you know that. It's not like you don't know that, right? So when you're in the courtroom, you can't say I didn't know, right? Because I'm gonna present the videos of me constantly telling you, sorry, sir, I had to fucking basically expose myself, right, to social media to try to please this guy, man. So just imagine, sir, how I feel having to take my shirt off and show my chest to the world. How do you think a female would feel, man? Her being bullied, harassed, defamation of character, and the only way she can try to please them is to take her shirt off and show you her chest. That's what I did to. That's what I just did. I exposed my body to please you, to fit your narrative, right? So when we're in the courtroom, don't backtrack, don't backtrack. I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm tired of it, right? I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, right? And the only option I can do is end it one and for all, right? I might not be able to expose Mark Moore, but I'll be able to tell these dudes to shut the fuck up, right? And to me, that is more valuable than anything, right? To be able to tell these guys by legal matters to shut the fuck up, right? Because enough is enough. Enough is enough, man, right? I've been letting them go for so long, for so long, for so long that there has to come a point in life that drastic measures have to be taken, right? Right. And by him cyberbullying me, harassment, defamation of character, I would hate to take matters in my own hands, right? I would hate to do that, right? We've already seen it with Manny, right? We already seen what happened, right? I would hate for me to do that, right? So my best option before I fucking crash out is be a punk bitch and go to the cops, right? Start the legal process of a civil matter, right? That's 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 uh that's going to be my my only option, man. Right? is to legally make these dudes shut their fucking mouth, right? Because I'm not gonna crash out, right? Just to prove a point, right? I'd rather take them to civil matter, civil court, right? And just deal with it that way. He's gonna have a losing case. A losing case, right? Because all the videos is me telling you that's not me. That's not me. Stop telling people about that, right? If you're gonna tell people, tell the real story. Stop with the defamation of character. Stop with the cyberbullying. Stop with the harassing. Stop with the intimidation, right? So don't be surprised in the near future. Because Monday morning, that's what I'm gonna start doing, man. I'm gonna start looking for an attorney to help me on this. All right. And if I have to pay somebody, a Craigslist lawyer, to file the motions for me and have you served, well, then so be it, man. Just to get you in the courtroom, right? Just to get you in the courtroom. I'm a victim. As you can see, what did you say right there? Get offline. You victim. I am a victim. I am, right? So as a victim, I'm entitled for retribution, right? I'm entitled, right? That's the great country that we live in, right? I'm entitled to my apology, right? Your pride won't let you do it on social media, right? But maybe the legal authorities will, right? The legal system will make you do it, right? Because I've lost weight, man. Not only have I lost weight, I've lost sleep, right? It seems, my condition, being stressed out, gives me flare ups, right? I get what you call flare ups, right? With any auto body immune system, people get flare ups, right? Because stress for people that suffer for autoimmune, it can kill them, right? Some people with weak immune systems can get so stressed out, right? And when you're getting stressed out every day, 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 that's doing the damage on your body, man. Your health is deteriorating, right? Because what does stress bring? Insomnia, loss of appetite, mood swings. Your health deteriorates 10 times faster because of stress. And who's doing the stress? Whoa, fucking Dante Bell, right? Dante Bell started it, right? He don't have no facts, right? Because he's constantly with this Francisco, right? You're trying to make me into a sexual predator off somebody else's record. How do you think, in what courtroom civil matter hearing you think that would go? You're calling me a monster based off somebody else, right? Because the judge and even your own fucking attorney is going to look at you, right? Be like, why are you been calling this guy all this? What proof do you have for you to be going on a year on maniac rants about this person? What evidence do you have? Your own fucking attorney is going to tell you that, right? Because you're going to have to hire an attorney to defend you, right? In your civil matter, right? I don't. I'm not. I'm gonna do pro se, right? I just need the attorney to file the motions and have you served, right? I just need to step into the courtroom and let me speak, right? That's it. I'll go in pro se. I got custody of my kids pro se, right? I can speak pretty good when I'm sober, right? Especially in front of a judge. We can all speak proper, right? In front of a judge. So even your own lawyer is going to tell you you have been antagonizing, bullying him, defamation of character over a year, and you have no hardcore evidence of why you've been antagonizing this man. Defamation of character for over a year, right? Your own lawyer is going to look at you stupidly, right? He's going to be looking at you, be like, why have you been harassing this person, right? You can't do that. Mark can't do that on me because I'm just going off a documentary. Something that Mark said, right? Mark can't do that on me, right? You, on the other hand, are trying to pull cases off the internet to convict me and portray me as a sexual monster on social media. You're antagonizing me, defamation of character, trauma, emotional abuse. That's what it is. I'm a victim of your boo game. If Mark wants to get in, if Mark wants to get on this civil suit and add himself as a victim, come on, Mark. Right? Just be ready, man. Just be ready, right? Have that same fucking energy that you have right now about Francisco, right? Because the judge is going to your own lawyer is going to look at you so fucking stupid, right? And then I'm going to show my video and be like, yes, here's my evidence to show you where I clearly told him that wasn't me numerous times, but he still continued. Right? It got to the point that I showed him my ID. It got to the point that I had to fucking expose myself on social media. I had to, take off my shirt to show you my tattoos, right? To fit your narrative, right? To please you, right? How much trauma is that to the victim, right? It's like, you want me to jump off the building next? Is that what you want? To please you? You don't realize that emotional trauma plays a big effect, man. Especially when somebody like myself is a documented major depression with psychotic issues, right? It's like you're picking on a disabled person, man. Right? I suffer from major depression with psychotic features. So just imagine the trauma you caused me. That's like beating up a person that's handicapped, right? You're emotionally breaking me, right? Emotionally, right? You're deteriorating my health. So at first I was thinking, man, but I'm not. At first when I was thinking about doing it at the beginning, I'm like, man, but I'm not working. I'm not really losing anything. But then I start thinking, I said, no, man, it's not fair. I can't let these guys run their mouth like that, right? So my next option is do a civil suit on him. That's all I can do, man. That's all I can do, right? Because he has caused so much turmoil. I got witnesses, right? I got my family, right? I got my wife. I got my daughter. I got my kids that are going to be testimony and witnesses to the deterioration of this defamation of character, right? They're going to be able to explain the man that I was a year ago to the man I am now, right? How has my condition progressed at the hands of Dante Bell? How? Drastically, dramatic, right? Dramatic. So I need to get compensated, right? And in a civil matter, all you have to do is prove your case, right? All you have to do is prove your case. That's it. And like I said, I'm going to be wanting rent on the 1st. A minute late, you out. Because I value my life very high, man. And you're taking time away from my kids and family. Why? Because I have to defend my character against false allegations, right? Your false allegations, right? Because my records will state I've been cleared, right? Your lawyer is going to tell you you fucked up. Your lawyer is going to tell you fucked up, right? Over a year, you've been antagonizing me. Defamation of character with false narrative, man. Do you know how many nightless sleeps I've had? How many meals I've just decided to skip because the stress, the flare ups? But see, that's what the judge wants to hear, right? He wants to hear what happened, right? I can't go out there and play with my son, man. Right? I'm too stressfully, emotionally affected by what these guys are doing to me. Not only is it affecting me, but it's affecting my loved ones. Right? Because they seen my constant deterioration, right? On a daily basis, right? And that's the best thing I can do, man. I mean, they want to keep on running the dick suckers. I hope they have that same energy in the civil court matter, right? That's all. That's. I hope he's ready, man. Save your pennies in the bucket. Save your pennies in the jar. Buy you a nice suit. All right. Buy you a nice suit, man. Buy you a nice suit, man. And I'll see you up in court, right? Because I put this on everything I love. We are going to see each other in court, man. We are going to see each other in court, right? I'm going to make it easier for you, man. Right? I'm going to file it in your state. Nah, they're not winning, bro. I just got to play the victim role, right? Because in the legal system, you got to act like the victim, bro. Right? Especially in the civil matter. It's like, oh, my neck, my back. Oh, my neck, my back. Oh, my neck, my back. And, oh, you know, it's that type of thing, right? So right now, I got to play the victim, man, which I am the victim, right? Uh, I just need to start. They're not getting to me, bro. They're not getting to me, man. But I just have to show them the reality is that he's going to lose when I file the civil matter. Because that's the only way, man. I have two options. I have two options, Tejas. Uh, the only way I can make him shut their mouth is either me crashing out or me making the legal system making it do it for me, right? And the only way I can do that is by taking him to civil court, having him served, and suing him, right? Suing him for emotional distress, deterioration of my health. It's almost like a civil pain, man. Like when you complain about my neck, my back. Oh man, I'm emotionally distressed, right? And like I said, I'm disabled. I have a physical and to mental disability. Yeah, and see, that's what people don't understand. That civil suits are real quick. All you have to do is have that person served, file your motions, and file your motion in the court you want the judge to oversee. Right? And that's it. And you wait for your day in court. In Texas, in Dallas, I think it's a $50 fee to pay a sheriff. Right? You go downtown, you go to the law library, you go to the courts, and you find the service. And they'll have him served for a fee, right? You pay the fee and you give him the address, and the officer will serve him. It's an easy process, man. So I'm like, I'd rather just go with the civil suit, right? Get him tied up. I might win, I might lose, right? But I got a pretty good case on defamation of character, emotional distress, deterioration of health due to bullying. Yes, severe emotional distress and defamation. Exactly, bro. See, you know that has you. I mean, it took me a while, to go. Okay, Dante, bye bye. We'll see in court. We'll see in court, man. We'll see in court, right? Who's going to win? Who's going to take the loss, right? Because you're going to have to go to court, and your judge, your lawyer is going to look at you and be like, "Hey, why have you been calling this guy all these names? Why? Why?" And he's made it clearly to you many times that that's not him. Why? If you were gonna say this person, why not go do your homework and find the real documents? Why not find his real documents so you have proof? Because when you go to court and you say, I'm calling him this because of this guy, your attorney's gonna look at, well, how can you call him this if he's not that, man? You're at fault, right? You're at fault. Why are you calling him and putting charges of somebody else on him? You're saying that I went 10 years probation, right? Nowhere in my record shows 10 years probation. Nowhere. Nowhere. Nowhere on my criminal record shows on any of those cases, right? Shows 10-year probation. Exactly. There. Everything, bro. Check this out, Tejas. Check it out. This dude right here, this picture right here This mugshot is from 2011, right? This is me. Right. This is me. Right. I got all my tattoos in 2001. Right. In 2001, when I went to prison for 2 years for burglary habitation, right? It tells you the case. You got my file right there. The same case for burglary habitation. Go look it up, and it'll tell you why I went. It tells you burglary habitation. It'll tell you the police reports. It'll tell you everything. Right. All my tattoos, I got them in 2001. This guy right here, this picture and this document is from 2011. Right. So mysteriously, the tattoos match. Right. The tattoos match. Right. This guy's wearing a V-neck. Right. This is 2011. Right. This guy's picture is 2011. This is 2000. This is me in 2000. This is another one right here. This is me right there. Right. That's me at Middleton. Right. At the transfer facility. Right. Right there. I took that picture at Central Unit. Right. At Central Unit. Right. Anybody knows about Central Unit, they know that's a minimum custody unit. Right. People with low time go to Central Unit. Right. You see my tattoos, right? I got all my tattoos in 2001. There goes angles, different angles, different angles, right? This guy is from 2011, right? 2011. If this is me, where are all my tattoos at? Where are all my tattoos at? If this is me, right? But he's gonna have to continue with that same energy when I file. You see, everything that he's posting is not true, right? Which is nothing but a defamation of character, and he's gonna be held liable for all the emotional distress he's causing me, right? And not only is the emotional stress bad for me because I get flare-ups and it deteriorates my health, emotional distress can kill me, right? It can kill me, right? It can get me, especially when I have mental issues of depression, major depression with psychotic issues, psychotic features, right? So I'm already unmentally stable, right? It's documented, right? I already have a disability physically and mentally, right? So the emotional distress that you're causing me, you wouldn't cause it on a normal, healthy person, right? The stress that you're causing me is causing me to deteriorate 10 times faster, right? Because I'm not Francisco, right? You're constantly saying the tattoos match. Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's the thing that has. I go and see a therapist, right? The therapist, basically a psych doctor, right? He gives me the medication, but I don't take it, bro. I don't take it for the simple reasons that uh, that psych medication be giving me nightmares, man. I be getting nightmares, and I'm scared that and one of those times that I wake up in a nightmare, I don't want to, sleepwalk or do some shit like that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes with that psych medication, man, it gives you fucking horrific nightmares, man. You know, you wake up fucking in cold sweats and shit, and it's like the dream seems so real, right? And that's why I don't like taking the psych medication, man. It helps. It keeps me how can I say not aggravated, right? Like it keeps me it keeps my mood, man, because at a drop of a hat, man, I'm ready to go, man. You know, it don't take too much for me to go. Right. I don't need you to wind me up. It don't take too much, right? But when I take the medication, man, it kind of dociles me, right? It kind of makes me think and uh, slows me down. That's all it does. It basically it slows me down. I don't like it, right? I don't like it. And then waking up with night sweats, you know, tremors and bad nightmares. Uh, I don't like it, man. And then the first time that I did the psych medication is because fucking prison, man. Right? When they evaluate you and they look at your scars and they see that you're a fucking cutter, you know, they ask you, why do you cut yourself? Well, I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? It just feels good at times. So I'm already an emotional, stressed out person, right? And now I got this guy with false allegations, defamation of character. Yep. See, but check it out, bro. Check it out. It was just supposed to be about Mark, right? But since I kept on getting the upper hand, they had to succumb to false narrative, right? Because that's all they're saying, that I'm Francisco, but I'm not Francisco, right? I'm not, when we go to court, he better have that same energy and that same discovery, right? He better have everything. Because that's the thing, right? They're going to be, why have you been antagonizing this man, calling him these names? Why? What proof? And he's going to show them a criminal record of a guy named Francisco Martinez that is not me. So, in whatever courtroom he wants to step in a civil matter, he's going to fucking lose. His own attorney is going to turn around and look at him and be like, so you antagonize this man for about over a year using somebody else's paperwork. No wonder this guy's mad at civil. It's fucking suing your ass. And it's not, and the charges you're trying to put on him are some horrific charges. You're really fucking trying to defame this guy's name using somebody else's criminal record, right? Because I'm not this guy. I'm not Francisco. I'm not Francisco, right? And he's constantly saying that I settled for a 10-year probation, right? And I'm here telling him numerous times, verbally, I'm not Francisco. Okay. After I told him verbally, I showed him a Texas ID with my name on it that shows Noel Martinez right here. Right. It clearly tells you right there, Noel Martinez. Right. The next one was, show us your tattoos. Show us your tattoos. I had to succumb to exposing myself online. Right. Because that's what I did. If it was a female, what's the difference, right? What's the difference between a female taking off her shirt in front of a camera to try to stop the lies, the deceit, the bullying, the defamation of character, right? I'm doing everything I can other than jump off a fucking building to prove to you that I'm not Francisco. Do you know how much emotional distress that is that you're causing on me? That I have to spend time out of my life defending my character. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm defending my character at the hands of your defamation. That's what you're doing. I'm so any judge in a courtroom hearing, man, it's like calling somebody a thief, right? That judge is going to be like, "Hey, why are you calling him a thief? And why does he owe you? What did he steal from you?" Your Honor, I got him on camera. I got him on video coming into my garage and taking my lawnmower. I got him on camera. Oh, okay. So now I see why you're calling him a thief. But just to call somebody a thief without proof, it's defamation of character, man. Right? And you're not calling me no thief. You're calling me the worst of the worst. Right? You're calling me the worst of the worst by using somebody else's record to pin it on me. I don't care, right? In any civil room you step into, that's a liability, man. Right? Because I have all the videos of all your panels antagonizing me, bullying me, calling me this, saying this about my son, saying this about my daughter. All for what? All for what? It's not the truth, right? It's not the truth. So you that's why we live in this great country that we have rights, man. It's a beautiful country, man. That people can't just call you out of your name, right? Without consequences, man. But you have to take those steps, right? And the steps here is taking him to court, right? Just civil sue him, right? I don't know what I'm going to sue him for. Uh, it might be just a simple apology, right? I don't know. I might want money. I don't know, right? I don't know. But I know the judge would be lenient, right? If I tell the judge, say, look, man, all I want, what's going on, Jojo? All I want is for this dude to get on social media and say everything he said was not true. Because I'm tired of it, man. You know, I'm gonna have to go the civil suit with this guy, right? Because it's too much, man. Shit, chilling, bro. I don't. I got some fucking Wingstop over here, man. That shit already got cold. Uh, I don't know, bro. It's just oh, so basically sending him a letter of cease and desist, right? Basically giving him an opportunity to stop the shit, right? So almost like a mediation type of deal. Give him a ultimatum. Once you give him the ultimatum and he continues, then you move forward, right? That's all I can do, right? That's all I can do, man, because I'm tired of all this fucking uh defamation, because he's trying to use another person's criminal background to basically have me hurt, right? There could be so much outcome, right? Not only am I going through emotional distress? I'm going through the danger of being physically harmed, right? Because he's basically putting this target on my back, right? That I'm this, I'm that. So not only is my emotional, right? Not only am I emotionally suffering, he's endangering my life and my loved ones, right? By doxing me. I have all this proof, right? It's gonna paint a picture of torment, right? And the thing about civil cases, just like criminal cases, if you can find cases that are similar, even better. Just like the Sin City and Finney, that's a perfect example, right? You have to find similar cases in criminal cases to, have a defense. Be like, look, this is you see, look, this is the outcome, right? This is the outcome of what could happen of people you know, defamation of character online. This is the shit that could happen, right? So a judge is going to take all that into consideration and look at the case and be like, oh, you're calling him this. Why? Because you're using somebody else's criminal record. This guy told you numerous times that wasn't him. And you continue to antagonize him, right? Putting an unwanted target on his back, right? Because who's to say somebody sees me and says, oh man, that's a predator and fucks me up, right? And that's all because of Dante Bell, right? He's the one that started the cyberbullying, right? Dante has no case, right? Because what does he say? All I say about Dante Bell is that he's a racist, right? How can he argue his statement? How can he argue that statement? I didn't stick my hand up his ass and make him do that statement. He said that statement because he meant it. Nah, Texas. I've never been a snitch, man. I never ran to the laws, right? I've never ran to the laws to, for the laws to do something for me, right? But at this point in life, I can't risk crashing out, man. I can't take that chance. I can't take the chance of spending the rest of my years I have on earth in prison, right? I can't, right? Because I know people are going to be like, oh, you're a crash out. You're a fucking idiot. Yes, I would be a fucking idiot, right? I fucking tell you, I'm fucking suffer from fucking major fucking depression with psychotic features, right? So why would I want to crash out and spend the rest of my life in prison? Well, I can go this route, right? Because everything he's saying is not true. Everything that he's saying, it's not true, right? Because in order for you to call somebody, in order to stick, there has to be a conviction, right? I can call somebody a murderer if he has a conviction, right? Because that's what society labeled him, right? That's what society labeled him, right? A murderer. So when you call somebody a murderer and he's a murderer, that is not defamation of character, right? Because he's been convicted by a jury of his peers. He is literally a murderer. But when you antagonize and try to call a person a monster based off somebody else's record that has a conviction, right? Because I don't have a conviction on my record. right? I don't have a conviction on my record, right? Right. They want to spin any kind of narrative, right? If you want to know the details, you have the case number. Why do you why what do you want to ask me that you can't go do research on your own? You have the case number, right? If I want to know something about you and I have access to a document, I'm going to go read the document first so then I can come and ask you if you're lying to me, right? I'm not just going to go and accuse you, right? I'm going to go read that document that's accessible, right? What do you want to hear from me, Grim? What do you want to hear? What do you want to hear? Are you going to believe me? No. You're not going to believe me, right? You have the case number. Go read the case number and then come and ask me about it, right? Ask me about it. Then you can come and say, hey, Noel, that document says you did this. You did that at this time. It says here you did this. It says the victim says you did that, right? Take your time and do your homework. You have the case number, right? No, the questions you're trying to ask me is to try to spin your own narrative, right? To try to tie me up, right? You come on here with like the positive reinforcement, but with the negative agenda, right? I'm not a fucking idiot, bro. You know, I'm not an idiot on people's energy, right? I'm not an idiot, right? If you want to know the details, you have the document case number right there, man. Go read it, and then you can see, hey, well, it says this, it says that. How am how am I deflecting? How am I how am I deflecting? There's no crime, right? I'm telling you, there's no crime. You don't believe me, right? You don't believe me. I'm telling you, right? There's no crime. If you don't believe me, if you feel that there was a crime and I'm lying, right? There's the chance to go prove me wrong, right? I'm giving you the opportunity to prove me wrong. You have access to the case number to where you can go populate the documents, go through them, and say, hey, Noel, it says you did this. It says you did that. Because I'm telling you, there's no crime. You don't believe me. So what's the next step? Are you going to continue with the false narrative of Francisco? Or are you going to go look up and do the research of the case number? That way you can go check on what my role was, right? What was I, the aggressor? A lookout? A victim? What was my role in the case? If I tell you, you don't believe me, right? So what is the point? The only thing I can tell you to do is go research, right? So when you come and you can tell me, hey, it says this, I can tell you, right? We can talk about it. We can talk about it. But you don't, right? But that's why you and Dante are looking for paperwork, I'm gonna be filing my own, man. All right. Because it continues, right? Instead of doing your homework to where you can be 100% sure and not be liable, you choose not to, right? You have every opportunity to stop being held liable, right? And what I mean, you have every opportunity. You have the case number. Go look at the case. Go see what I did at certain time, or what I did. This is that. Go look at it, man. Go do the research, right? Go look at it. That's I mean, what else do you want me to do for you? That's the best I can do, man. Right? You have the case number. The case number will tell you affidavits, statements, police reports, bond hearings, court hearings, transcripts. It will tell you everything, right? Like the same transcripts that y'all using with Francisco. I'm pretty sure there's transcripts like that in that case number, right? Go pull it, right? Because y'all are using transcripts from a case that's not mine to paint me in a negative light. Go use my own fucking transcripts, right? Use my case and read off my transcripts that are in my case, not off Francisco's. Because I'm telling you, there's no crime, right? Go see why they issued a no bill. Why? Just go. If it's as horrific and horrendous as y'all painted it, well, then it's going to be everything in that document, right? It's going to tell you, I did this. He inserted this. He did this at this time. It's going to tell you everything, right? It's going to tell you everything, right? Just like when you go pull up my burglary of a habitation, right? It's going to tell you he rammed the gate. He kicked in the door. He assaulted, right? In the living room, right? It's going to tell you of what I did. And it's going to tell you I did not burglarize a habitation, right? Because a burglary habitation is you break it into somebody's house and your intentions are to steal, right? My intention was to kick the door in and give this dude an ass whooping, which we did, right? And the documents would tell you that, right? It would tell you that I kicked in the fucking door. We fucked him up in there. And that was it, right? I got charged with burglary of habitation for kicking in the door. To me, it was more of assault, right? Because that's what it was. Me and the dude were fighting down the stairs, right? He ran up the stairs and locked himself in, right? Me, I should have left it alone, but being anger, I chased him and kicked in the door, right? So they charged me with burglary habitation. Everything that I'm telling you, you can find this information if you pull up the case, right? Just like I'm telling you about the burglary habitation, I'm telling you about that case. There's no fucking crime. But in order for you to understand that, you're going to have to go read the documents, right? I mean, fuck, what else? What's journalism? What is journalism, man? So nowadays we expect people to tell us everything. Why not do your own homework instead of pulling random folks? Why not pull my transcripts, right? And read what the case was, right? What was my role, right? And that would answer you, right? Because you're asking, well, what in the first place got you that, right? I already told you. I had a name on the lease, right? But you're not gonna you have to go look and read the transcripts of what it is, right? You have to go read it, right? To understand what it is, right? You have to go understand it, right? If I tell you, you're not going to believe me, right? Just like I'm telling you, there's no victim, there's no crime. You don't believe me, right? You don't believe me. The only thing that you can do is pull up the transcripts from that case, right? And it should tell you what happened, right? Because that's what the DA wants to see, right? The district attorney wants to see statements, evidence. They want to see something, right? So that way you can see the same fucking thing that the district attorney seen, right? Because y'all are painting me in this horrendous, fucked up light, right? But it's awkward that the state of Texas didn't see me in that light, right? I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder why a bunch of degenerates on social media have been portraying me in this character, right? Without proof, right? What proof? I have any convictions? First of all, does Noel Martinez have any convictions of any kind of sexual predatory deviancy, right? I have a charge that says no bill, right? So now you have to go see, why did the state of Texas give Noel a no bill? Why? Why did they give him a no bill? Why? That statements, those documents will answer your questions, right? If I tell you, you're not going to believe me. I've already told you right now, and you still have doubts, right? But you have the truth in your hands. You have the case number. You have all the information. You have all the information to be able to call me a monster if it's there, right? If it's there, you might, once you read it, you might not like what you read, right? Because it's going to hit you right in the motherfucking face, right? Like a sack of bricks, right? But all this is going to come in court, right? All this is going to come out in court, right? Because it's going to be part of my discovery, right? I have no convictions, right? No convictions, no plead outs, no lesser of a crime, nothing, right? I have a charge. That charge says no bill by the state of Texas, and the judge knows legal terminology, right? A bunch of y'all fucking idiots don't know what no bill is, but a judge will, a civil judge will, right? He would be like, "What's the disposition in that case?" Well, that's a no bill, sir. Okay, so what other reason do you have in calling this guy that? He has no convictions. It's rightfully so to express your opinion, but once this person made it clear to you that he doesn't, you should have left it alone, right? But instead, you continue antagonizing for about a year, right? The trauma, the suffering, the mental abuse, the possibility of physical threat, the element, right? The imminent, right? It could happen still, right? Because he's still saying, I did 10 years, that I'm Francisco, that I'm this, right? So as we speak, my life is in danger. It's been for the last year, right? Because he has no right, right? I have no convictions under Noel Martinez. I'm not Francisco. Francisco has convictions, right? Now, if Francisco wanted to sue him for defamation of character, Francisco would be shed out of luck, right? Because Francisco is a convicted sex offender, right? He can't argue defamation of character in court, right? He got a conviction, right? You have every right to express your opinion, right? But when your opinion is incorrect and I address your opinion as false and I correct you and you choose to continue to antagonize me, you're a liability, right? Because I've clearly said it to you numerous times, right? I'm not Francisco. It had to come. The judge is gonna see the picture, man. Be like, look, man. I told him over and over. I had to expose my identity to risk myself for fraud, right? I had to put my personal identity out there and risk people stealing my identity, right? Just to a plea for maybe the emotional abuse would stop, but it continued. Today, I had to expose myself, right? I had to take off my shirt. I'm not in tip top shape, man. My health is not the best health to where I want to be modeling for YouTube and show people my physique. But if that was a way to appease your fucking false narrative and your defamation of character, then I guess I have to succumb, right? Expose myself, right? I have to become a degenerate, take off my shirt, and expose myself to you. What else next? You want me to jump off the building to prove that I'm not Francisco? If that ain't cyberbullying at its finest, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is, right? Emotional distress, man. And the imminent threat around the corner, somebody can just do something to me, man. Because this guy put a target on me, right? Without real facts, right? Because his facts that they're arguing is a conviction of somebody else, of Francisco, right? And I've made it clear to him numerous times on video, on phone conversations, that I'm not him, right? I'm not him. But you continue to emotionally abuse me, man. I'm a victim, right? It's sad to say, man. I've been a victim, when I've been robbed and shit like that. But I kind of put myself in that situation, right? I shouldn't have gone over there looking for bars, and I was in the wrong side of town, right? So I kind of deserved it, right? What do you expect, right? Uh, I knew the better. I knew the chances I was taking, but I wanted some bars, right? But this shit, the cyberbullying, If I had convictions, everything you said would be rightfully valid, right? Everything you said would be rightfully valid if I had convictions. Noel Martinez, right? Even if I had any kind of a lesser crime, a deviancy, anything, right? A conviction, everything you said would be valid. But as me not having a conviction for any kind of sexual deviancy, you continue to say, I did 10 years probation, right? I never did 10 years probation, man. Never, right? Never. Go through all my cases, right? And go look at the dispositions. You got them right there. That charge, the deposition was no bill. Go look at the burglary habitation, how much time I got on that. Go look at how much time I got on the terroristic threat. Right? Go see how much time I got on the possessions. Right? And do your fucking homework, right? And you're going to see that none of those cases, the disposition is 10 years probation. Nowhere, not on my fucking record. Not on my record. I don't have a 10-year probation disposition on my record on any of my cases, right? The case is no bill, right? Not guilty, innocent, right? It's not a conviction that gives you a right to call me out of my name for over a year. It just doesn't, right? And your only grounds of argument is this guy, right? This is, you see, this guy has a criminal record. This guy's a registered sex offender, right? You can call him that. You can call him a piece of shit. You can call him the scum of the earth. Look, Grim, I'm going to create a text down number, man, and I'm going to give it to you, right? But before I do that, before me and you have any kind of conversation, go pull up the case, right? I'm not gonna have any conversations with anybody until you pull up the case, right? In the meantime, while you're pulling up the case, I'm going to be filing my motions, right, on Dante Bill, right? Because he's back at it, right? He's back at it with false pretense, right? Everything he says about Francisco is valid. The only invalid part that I see is that I'm not Francisco. I'm not disagreeing on how you feel about Francisco. I hate Francisco as well, right? But by you trying to tie me into Francisco, you can't do that, man. You can't do that, right? You can't do that. If If you get documents that says I held somebody here, I did that, then you're gonna see the same thing the district attorney seen, right? The same paperwork that you're gonna see is the same paperwork the district attorney seen, right? So why didn't the district attorney paint me in a negative light like y'all did? And they're looking for a conviction, right? And it's a horrific charge, right? That's why go pull up the case, right? Pull up the case. And then we can have a cordial dialogue, man. Right. Because the argument is that I'm this guy Francisco, right? That I have convictions. So y'all have the answers to y'all's questions, right? It's because you can't really trust them. You don't know how many times this guy has faked apology and still continues, bro. He still continues, man. So it's like I've already tried to give him a pass, right? It's like you fucked me over once, shame on shame on you. You fucked me over twice, shame on me. It's like I've been giving him passes, right? He has no authority, right? He has no authority or to be able to call me that, man. He has no justification, right? There's no justification, right? Other than to antagonize me and ruin my character on social media, right? What if I wanted to be a content creator, right? He ruined my opportunity for defaming my character on social media, right? And that's proof, right? I can show the judge, be like, look, man, I was getting 1,000 views after he started with all his shenanigans. My views started going down, all based off of what? False narrative, right? Because I'm not Francisco. And he's going to have to learn that the hard way in court, right? The courts is going to have to tell him to shut his mouth, right? Because we can do a friendly handshake, but he's still going to continue, right? It has to be put in cement, right? To where he's going to have to live by that, right? And he's going to feel and look more stupider when that shit happens, right? Because it's going to fucking happen, right? I have no convictions, right? You can't call me a murderer if I don't have a murder conviction, right? If you go online saying I'm a murderer this, murderer that, and I'm not, I have no convictions, because you got to go based off of that, right? You have to go based off of that, right? Do I have convictions? That's what the judge is going to take in consideration, right? His own attorney is going to be like, where did you get your research from? Where did you get this from? And then he's gonna tell you, okay, that's fine and all. You were mistaken, right? But did at any time did Mr. Martinez make it a word to you that that was not him and told you to stop? Well, he told me numerous times that that was not him and to please stop. So okay, so he verbally told you that that's not him, but you continue to antagonize him, right? You continue to build this defamation of character against him, right? Even through with no solid evidence, right? You have no solid evidence. You have no convictions under my name to where you can justify calling me these names. You just can't, right? Now, if I had a conviction of any kind of sexual deviancy, I don't have no play in a courtroom, right? I have no play. That'd just be me talking out my fucking ass, right? That's like me saying, oh, I'm gonna do this and do that, knowing that I'm gonna fucking lose, right? Knowing that I got a fucking conviction, and then the judge and the lawyer is gonna be like, well, Mr. Martinez, he has every right to call you that. You do have a conviction for that, right? But I don't, right? And I've made it publicly aware to him numerous times, right? On social media, offline, through text. There's trails, right? There's trails of me telling him through multiple sources, social media, text, conversation. I've done everything that a person does in an distraction mode, right? Before you file a civil suit, right? Before I actually send you a cease to desist, I've done everything, right? I've given you my personal identity, risking myself for somebody to steal my identity just to please you. I've taken off my shirt to expose that you wanted to see certain markings on my body, right? If that doesn't paint a picture of defamation character, buddy, I'm going to fucking win. You know why I'm going to win? Because I have no convictions, right? I have no convictions, right? To where you can call me that. There is no convictions under Noel Martinez. There's convictions under Francisco. They're going to tell you, you know what they're going to tell you? Why didn't you go look for Mr. Francisco? If this is the way you felt antagonizing Mr. Martinez over Francisco, why didn't you go take the time and find the real Francisco? Why did you concentrate all your false negative on Noel? Why Noel clearly made it verbally, text, conversation, that was not him, and to please stop. And what courtroom hearing, man? Just think about it. I'm fucking flabbergasted, right? I'm just like thinking about it, be like, what in the fucking right mind? I'm not talking on my ass, right? Because if I have a conviction, I'm losing that battle, right? And that's just like me throwing money away, right? Why am I going to set things in motion for me to lose, right? My winning case is here is that I have no fucking convictions, right? I have no convictions for any kind of sexual deviancy, right? To where you can justify your name calling and you're antagonizing, right? That's like calling somebody fat at school, right? Over and over. Hey, you're fat, you're fat, you're fat. That's a form of bullying, right? And you know what can happen to that little kid that gets told over he's fat, he's fat? He might go do something stupid, right? Because he's being bullied, right? That's what you're doing to me, man. Cyberbullying me. Defamation of character. I have no convictions, right? No convictions. I didn't plead out to no less of a charge. You have all my record right there, right? And the judge is always going to be like, "Well, what happened? Well, shit, man, look at all these videos." And I'm going to use the perfect example of Sin City, right? Because that's what it leads to, right? Look, this is what happens. It's the same thing that I'm going through, right? People holding panels, putting my life and my loved ones on jeopardy by being doxxed, jeopardizing, right? All for what? To try to normalize the deviancy of Mark Moore, something that motherfucker said out his mouth, right? He said everything out his mouth, right? And nobody wants to hold him accountable, right? For his own actions and statements, right? It's like Dante, right? I call Dante Bell a racist. He can't counterclaim, right? He gets no counterclaim, right? When I call him a racist, I can show his audio statement, right? And when a judge hears that audio statement of who cares of what the black man does to the white man in prison, don't be surprised if he side eyes you, right? Don't be surprised, right? And then he's gonna be asking Mr. Martinez, is that the reason you called him a racist? I'm gonna be like, yes, sir. And I'm gonna tell you why. You see this picture right here of this inmate right here? This is what happens, Your Honor. This is what happens when you hear that statement, right? This is the context right here, right? When Dante Bell said, who cares what the black man does to the white man in prison, right? To the average person, that sounds like a racist remark, right? And then when you have a picture like this, it blows it into, it's like, wow, right? If that ain't racist, what is, right? If that ain't a racist statement, what is? What is? I mean, so he can't counterclaim me calling him a racist, right? He can't counter me calling him a supporter of an apex predator, right? He has no counterclaim because everything that I say about him is his own actions, right? It's almost like a conviction, right? His own actions would be a conviction, right? Because it's already said and done, right? Why do you call him a supporter of apex predator? Why? Well, Your Honor, look at this documentary that was fabricated in 2000 and something. Just look at it. Take a couple of few minutes to go over it, and you get an idea. The main character is Mark Moore. He's a woo woo woo. He's a self-admitted. Just listen to it, right? So there's no counterclaim, right? Because he's going to have an opportunity to counterclaim, right? He's going to have an opportunity to counterclaim. What are his counterclaims? What is he going to counterclaim? How? What? What's his counter? Because by law, he has the right to counter, right? What is he going to counter? What's his counter? What is he going to say? What made up stuff have I made up about him? What fake narrative have I made up about Dante? Right? When I said he's a racist, well, what do you expect when you say racist remarks, racist statements? When you say, who cares what the black man does to the white man in prison? And then you get a visualization of what that statement meant, right? And you see a black man standing tall over a vulnerable white male being on a dog leash. You know what the average person, especially a judge, is going to be? He's going to be, and don't let it be a white judge. Don't let it be a white judge, right? In the civil matter, right? Because those type of statements are going to fucking piss him off, right? You have no counterclaim on why I call you a racist. Your own statements, and you double down, right? I have you on audio where you said, "Yeah, I doubled down on it." So you meant it, right? Instead of saying an apology to your audience and to victims out there, you decided to double down and continue the narrative. So you're at fault, liable 100%, man. Right? You have no counterclaim. You have no counterclaim. What are you going to go say? You have no counter. Not one, because all your shit is false, right? Everything. Your name calling to me, I have no convictions, right? And I've made it a word to you to stop it, and you continue. So, like I said, man, I'm going to want my rent on the 1st because I'm going for emotional distress, man. And I might need extra funds to relocate, right? I might need funds to relocate because you put my family and life in jeopardy, right? By doxing me under false narrative, right? So now, not only am I going to sue you for emotional distress, I'm going to sue you for relocation fee, right? The amount of money that it's going to cost me to relocate, to move out of the address you doxed me at, right? Because all that has to be including into the pain and suffering, right? All that has to be including into the tormenting, the stress, the defamation of character, putting my family in jeopardy. Yeah, you're right, Jojo. You know, I'm out here having to take drastic measures, right? It's like I've become more paranoid every corner. It's like Scarface, man. You know, my mind playing tricks on me, man. Every car I see, I'm clutching, right? I hear a noise, I rack one in the chamber. And I wake up and I walk out of dark, right? Check my backyard. You know, I'm not the same, right? I'm doing some crash out type of shit, right? Why? Because I feel my life's in danger at the hands of Dante Bell, right? He's putting a target on my back. So not only all the emotional, the distress, now I have to relocate my family, right? Now I have to sell my house and move, right? Now I have to displace my kid from his school that he's been going all his life and move. Maybe I'm lucky and I can find a house around here, But now my kids have to suffer, right? Because now his friends, right? His friends. So it's a trickle effect, man. You know, you know what they said? Shit goes downhill, right? Shit goes downhill. So now it's affecting my son, right? Because I have to relocate. Too much trauma, man. It's too much. It's more and more fucking trauma than I've experienced being on the streets, man. It's more torture, right? It's more, tormented. And he has no right, right? He has no right to torment me. What is his right? Do I have a conviction? No. Does Francisco have a conviction? Yes. Am I Francisco? No. So what does he have? What does he have? That's what I'm asking. What gives him the right to put my life and my family's life in jeopardy? Right? You see what happens in the Manny situation, man. How do I know that one of your 140,000 subscribers can come and do something to me? The possibilities of my life being in jeopardy has totally increased 140, right? Because not only is it you no more, it's 140 of your followers, right? Right. So get ready, man. Get ready. That's that. Enough is enough, man. You know, we're both are going to be able to say our piece, right? We're going to be in that courtroom, and you're going to be able to say everything that you said, and I'm going to be able to say everything I say, and I guarantee you, you're going to lose, man. You're going to lose. They're going to give you two options. Do you want to settle out of court, or do you want the judge to preside over it and make the decision? Right? That's what's going to happen to you, right? They're going to ask you whether we're not you, me, if I want to settle out of court, right? That's what your attorney is going to recommend you to do, right? And that's where your attorney is going to come and play. Hey, Mr. Martinez, what can we do? Yes, I know he did this, but if my client can do this, and where are you willing to do this? Then he's going to start the mediation process, right? You think this is my first fucking civil suit? Do you actually think that this is going to be my first actual civil suit, man? Sometimes civil suits are grab monies, man. You know, you see something at work, you can file a case, right? There's all kinds of there's all kinds of ways to get you a bag through civil matters, right? You just have to go through the motions, right? And that's what I'm going to do, man. Right now, when I get off, I'm going to start tallying up, right? And I'm going to have a set amount of money stuck in my head, right? Because daddy needs to go to Dubai and rent himself a Lambo up in Dubai, right? I've been tormented for about a year at the hands of Dante Bell. And not only that, but he's been profiting, right? He's been profiting off my tormentation, right? It's not like he's just doing it for fun and giggles, right? He's doing it to profit, right? So the judge is going to be like, so you were making money off tormenting this guy? So what do you think the settlement's going to be? Because you're making money off your videos, right? To torment me, right? You're profiting, right? Off of false pretense, right? Because I have no convictions for you to call me that. I have no sexual deviancy convictions or plead outs, anything for you to call me that. All right. So what do you think is going to happen, man? You got a gang of 140,000 people all over America, right? Because your followers are all over, right? They're not just in Detroit. They're in Texas. They're everywhere, right? So you have, as they would say, a wide reach, right? Through your audience, right? You have a wide reach through your audience for something bad to happen to me, right? You have the technical, the technical, what's fucking the what the fucking octopus has got, man, right? To reach me, right? Through your large following. It's a cult following, right? It's a cult following, right? Because all of them were on in it. So they're as much as problem, right? There might be another person I might throw in there, right? I might throw in 2 or 3 motherfuckers in that case, right? But my first case is gonna be Dante, right? He's gonna be the first verdict, right? Cause I gotta tally up, man. I gotta go find a real estate agent, find out how much it's gonna cost me to, sell my house and relocate. So I can get reimbursed, right? So I can get reimbursed. Damn. 2026 is gonna be lovely for me. It's gonna be a good 2026. I feel it already, man. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my gut. My palms are itching, right? My palms are itching, man. I think 2026 is going to be good for me. I'm calling it, man. I'm calling it. Right? I'm calling it already. Because I have a case, man. I have a fucking beautiful case, right? And the sad part about it, that they don't have a counterclaim, right? They're not going to have a counterclaim, right? They're not going to have me making any kind of false narrative, right? Or running fake paperwork. They're not going to have any of such, right? So when they, fuck, my phone's about to die again. Yeah, I am, bro. If my phone dies, I'll get back with y'all. I am, bro. You know what I mean? Uh, I gotta hit him where it hurts, man. I gotta hit him where it hurts, right? He prophesized off defaming my character, right? He made money, and as we speak, he's still making money off these views, off my defamation of character. And that's the honest truth, right? Because I have no convictions. I have no convictions to give this man any kind of justification to torment me, right? He has no solid justification to torment me, right? And I've given him numerous opportunities to stop verbally, videos. So it's not like I've not tried to mediate with him, right? I've tried to mediate with him over a year, right? I've tried, but he continues, right? He continues to profit off defaming my character and continues and continues and continues to profit off of it, right? So you're making money at my expense, defaming my character. That's a big no-no, right? Doing it for laughing giggles, the judge might slap you in the hand, right? Leave him alone. Stop talking about it. But once you start profiting off the defamation of character, get ready for the retributions. Right? Get ready for the retributions. Right? Because the retributions are going to come on you having to pay a payout, right? You're not going to want to go the full trial. I guarantee you, because even your own lawyer is going to advise you not to do it. Right? Your lawyer is going to want to be sucking me up, right? Just watch, man. What I speak to you is the truth. Right? Because if you were just doing it for fun and giggles, the judge is going to be like, hey, give him an apology, leave him alone. Right? But since you're making money off the defamation of character, the judge is going to award me, right, some of that money you've made over the year of defaming my character. Right? And then they're going to go back from the very first day that you mentioned it, right? And when it's all said and done, it's going to about to be a year of tormenting, right? And not only were you tormenting, you were being a scumbag and profiting off of it, right? You were profiting it off of defaming my character, right? You were making, as you would say, a bag off of me, right? So any judge, any lawyer that's going to defend you or represent you, once he reviews the case, he's going to tell you you're going to have to plead out of court, man. It's either going to be an out of court negotiation, which I might not accept, right? I might want full reparations, full, right? Not just partial, right? Because sometimes if you made 20,000, I want 40,000, right? I want double of what you made this past year off defaming my name. That's what I want, right? And the judge is going to be like, how are we? Well, he got AdSense, Honor. He got Google. This is going to probably have to be something totally different that I don't know if you've experienced. Maybe they have, right? I don't know, right? But that's going to be something for your lawyer to handle, right? Because it's going to be seen that you're making content off social media, right? And somebody's going to be like, "Oh, well, shit, you were making money off of this, dude. That shit ain't cool." So my phone's about to die. It's at 2%, man. I'm about to go eat my wing stop. Go watch me some fireworks. and get ready for this civil suit, man. You know what I mean? Because I feel it in my bones. My palms are itching, right? Everything I'm telling you is going to come into fruition. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired. I'm fed up with it, right? You have no justification or right to defame my character on social media. And at the same time, profit off of it, right? Profit off of it. That makes it twice as worse. That makes you a sleazeball, right? You're making money off tormenting somebody on social media, right? And then your statements are not going to help you, right? You're not going to have any kind of counterclaim. Y'all have a good one. I'll probably jump on later on. I'll hit you up later, Jojo. Y'all have a good one. It's about to die. And you, Dante Bell, I'm going to see you in court, buddy. So wear your Sunday's finest. Oh, he's about to sign it. Let's go, man. I'm going to go watch it. Y'all have a good one.